Hello, hello, hello. How are everyone doing today? You are watching tonight's installment of 500 Days of Drawing, and it is day 473. This is Pierson here. I am the number one live art streamer in the world, and you are watching. Oh, I've already said that. What am I doing? What am I doing? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, fellas. So I am taking it upon myself to do the 100 days of, not 100 days, but 100 head challenge, but it's going to be more for me. It's going to be more like 100 days of drawing heads, but why not? So let's begin, shall we? All right, man. Started. Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not. I'm not doing it. I'm not. I little bit on the just exhausted side, and so I really, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough one. Let me go. Yeah, we'll do this one. So let's go ahead and start drawing. A head for a circle, like so. Right, draw a circle. This one's going to be very nice because it's a like a face forward drawing, and that's going to make things easier for me. Not that I don't know. Like, it's always good to have like an easy drawing from time to time. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a square inside this head here. Basically, it's going to cut this circle into thirds, essentially. And this point right here, the center point, that should be where the brow line is at. This typically is where the nose should be at. And then if you were to cut this into thirds again, right here, that's supposedly where the chin is supposed to be at. Okay. So that's where I'm coming from. So we're going to be drawing this, supposed to be like the chin, etc., etc. I'm probably going to drag it down a little lower because I always find it weird. This third part, this area right here, is always very confusing to me. I never feel like it's long enough. So I always tend to make the chin a little bit lower than that. I just feel like that feels like a very narrow place to put all the information. All right. So now we're going to do some landmarks here. So this is the brow line. This is the well, for him, this person particularly, his hairline starts higher up. So this is the brow line, and then right here is like, like this is gonna cut this small spot for the eyes, and then the nose somewhere right here for me, for this guy. The ears line up with that little teardrop area of his eye. So we're gonna put a little marker here for his ear. Same on the other side as well. And we're going to draw a generic like curve. His head does not look like this, by the way. He's got more of a chiseled features. So we're gonna tighten all this stuff up later. I just wanted to kind of establish something. I actually think he's got a higher hairline. I think he's got a bigger muzzle, a bigger jawline. Like, he's got more space in the bottom. I think the nose might be about right, but like I know it feels like he actually has a bigger, longer jawline. This figure. So we're gonna start adding it in there in a second. I'm gonna draw a few things. I'm gonna draw some circles, just to kind of establish like an eye pocket for the eyes, a socket for the eyes, and then there is this shape here for his nose. He's got a wide bridge on his nose. He's got a wide nose. But amazingly enough, like his eyes start near the edge of his nose. So that means because he's got a wider bridge, his eyes are offset a little bit farther to the left and right of him. Let's see, the nose. The nose is below his ears, so his ears are longer. So like the edge of his nose is in between his ears. This photo of this guy is it's kind of like you're kind of looking up from you're looking up on him a little bit, just a smidge, just not, you're like, it's close enough that you're looking straight head first on him, but like you're kind of looking up on him, like you're looking below, like at a worm's eye view. So let's do a few things to his eyes. Let's add his eyebrows. He's got some pretty fierce eyebrows, actually. He's got some very pronounced eyebrows. So we're going to kind of just add a shape for what I think his eyebrows kind of look like. You know, this one seems about right. His other one, it's about the same. His eyebrows begin. His eyebrows. There we go. This one's a little bit. Quite honestly, I don't think I made his eyebrows thick enough. This one goes out here. This one's not as angular as this one. This one has more like it's angular on these points on his eyebrow here, but his other one's more curved. You know, his other eyebrow's a little bit more curved, so I'm going to try to include that. So it doesn't feel like, that's what I'm trying to be mindful of when you're doing the portraits. When we're doing like, people tend to, real life portraits a little bit different than like anime and all that stuff. Like anime, what they do is they do that feature that like allows you to symmetrically draw the face. And I think the drawings that have the least symmetry are the more interesting ones. You know? Okay. I'm hoping I can get the proportions right on this guy, but I don't think I will. So I'm going to make a little muzzle shape. So as I said, he has a bigger mandible. And I think what I'm going to do now is let's start by getting some of the contour lines of his head. He doesn't have any hair. He's got a shaved head. You know, it's a very tight cut head. You know, so it's going to be easy for me. I won't have to worry about drawing hair. Only problem is it feels like he's almost got like a cone head. Like it's very pointed. So I'm kind of worried that I'm going to get that wrong. Anyways, I can always fix this a little bit later. It does look like a game of cone head. It's pointed at the top, man. Perhaps I am exaggerating. I don't know. Not at this point. That's the side plane. Let's do another line to kind of express the side plane in his head here. And then there's that angle. And he's got his cheeks. his cheekbone does kind of pop out on the right on the sides here. He's got some pretty he's a guy that has a substantial amount of testosterone. How about that? He's got enough testosterone for days. So he's got a pronounced jawline, cheekbones are pronounced on him, which makes things pretty. It makes things easier, really, actually, with the, like, or at least I think. I'll see that. I say that now, and then all of a sudden I'm struggling to draw this guy later on. As I said, he's got a pronounced jawline, so let's kind of give him. He's almost got like that superhero jawline, so you can almost kind of just fib his jawline and get away with it, and not really worry about it being perfect from what you're seeing from in person. Like, I might be able to fib his jawline a little bit. I can always change it up, you know. Okay. I think that's good. I made his nose is bigger, wider here, and probably a little bit wider right here. And as I said, I think you're kind of looking up at it, at his nose. So we're gonna kind of, yeah, he's got a wider nose. So we're going to give this guy a wider nose right here. And as I said, we're looking up at him a little bit. So you're going to see it in this one. You're going to see a little bit more of this area right here, the upper part of his eye socket, because you're looking up towards. So even though it is a face, it is a square, straight profile, we're looking up a little bit. So we got to keep that in mind when we're drawing him. And the reason why I'm trying to, I'm narrating what I'm seeing is I think it helps to kind of talk about like what you're seeing, because if you talk about what you're seeing, then you can try to illustrate it, you know. I in the past I've been trying to kind of, I've been a little frustrated a little bit, and there's been times where when you're frustrated and you're struggling, right, you can kind of shut down, right? You can kind of shut down a little bit with what you're trying to say. My main issue that I have with this guy right now is I'm worried that I'm going to exaggerate his features, and I do that often. I exaggerate like features, not on purpose. It just I guess I do it because it helps me understand the like three-dimensional aspect of that person. So if I'm able to exaggerate the form a little bit, that means I understand it to a degree that I can. Also, I don't know. Maybe that's not the reason. Maybe it's the exaggerating allows for the form to feel a little bit more stable, because I probably exaggerate because I can't get those nuances yet. I don't have that ability, or I don't have that skill in me to really establish some of the nuances that I need for drawing this figure. I don't think I made his nostrils big enough, but I think part of that is shadowing. It might be shadowing. I don't know. And then we got the so I think this looks pretty good. Yeah, his lips go out a little bit farther. I think that's about right, actually. So his lips are going to go out close to his pupils on both sides. So I'm using like a relationship. So when I draw his pupils, his lips, they're going to intersect with his pupils, or his eyes, his irises a little bit. So that's why I drew that line there. I don't think that's good, personally. I think I went a little bit overboard. I think I need to kind of just treat it as like a straight line almost. I don't know if I made this area wide enough. Again, as I said, he's got a very pronounced jawline. So what can I do? Let's cut him. Let's cut his mouth. And let's move that jawline down. Yeah, I think that'll be a little bit better. I don't know. I think it needs to be something like that. And then let's I think it's something like that would be better. I think that works a little bit more to bring down his jaw a little bit more. And he's got let's see, let's give this guy that area right here. And then I think I can make this a little bit rounder. And then as I said, I'm trying to get his I think that's about right. I think that's pretty close. Yeah, he's got some very pronounced features. I don't know if I made it really well. I don't know if I did a good enough job, but it's better than nothing. This is gonna be tough. I don't know, man. I'm struggling. Let's see. Let's get his ears. Let's zoom in a little bit. And we're gonna get his ears. Yeah, his ears are pretty small. He's got really trim ears. And let's see, get the other ear on the other side here. Like that. And let's see. Okay, so his eyebrows, or that eye socket, gets really close to his eyebrow right here. Same with this on this side is the eye. He has that is eye socket gets really close, or his eyelid, not brow, I guess. And then down here, I think. Would be his eye. And then we'll get that there. And then, I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think I got kind of the shape right. I don't know. I think that there, and then something like that, and then he's got that strong jawline, and blah blah blah. I think it's close enough. Who knows? I don't think I raised that eyebrow enough. That eyelid enough, but it's close enough for me to work with. All right. And there's this thing about when you're doing eyes, you know, they're not always the same shape. And I know you want to kind of make the eyes the same shape. I do. I personally do. But I don't think I'm going to get them the same shape here. So we're gonna fiddle around with them here a little bit. So one of my goals with this 100 days or 100 head challenge is to just overall improve my ability to draw portraits, but also to really start seeing those nuances that I just haven't been really training myself to see. So that's one of the things that I think hope will occur during these sessions. I'm already noticing a not a substantial, but I'm noticing an improvement in just my sight in the last few, and an improvement in my ability to utilize value a little bit more effectively. Um, this eye does not look good. Um, that's fine. It doesn't look like it goes to his head. It doesn't look like it matches this. This left eye right here feels fine because I'm looking at it, but his other eye doesn't seem to work too well. I don't know why. It could be because his eyes. I think I need to raise this eyebrow up because it needs to be a little bit more level with this one. I don't know. And let's see. Just kind of mess around with this area. I feel like his other eye is a little bit more angular, while this one kind of curves more. Like I noticed that this eye feels a little bit more angular as it angles up here, and then angles this way, and then angles a little bit this way. It might even trim off a little bit more of an angle right here. While this one has more of a tiered, like this shape right here. It kind of tears up. This one kind of does that, but not so much. Anyways, we'll just leave it like that for now. And we'll just add like a... There we go. The neck. The neck kind of aligns, his end of his neck kind of starts at the edge of his eyes right here. So let's kind of add that neck there. Right, and then he's got right around here is where there's the neck muscles kind of follow the path line. And then not even that far down. There's this kind of trapezius muscle, and then there's a shirt kind of doing shirt things. So there we go. Not bad. Let's zoom out a little bit. I might even make them a little bit larger. You know, like that. There we go. And now what I'm going to do is we're going to outline them in black, and then we're going to probably play around the value. That's what I'm going to do for the remainder of this drawing. So let's start out. Okay. Let's start out with the nose. So now that I've drawn the nose once, the good thing about doing these things, doing this, is I'm going to draw the nose twice and draw everything twice. Oh, now that I'm looking at his nose, it kind of, this side is a little bit lower than this side, it feels. Or maybe I'm wrong. I could be like, I could be overlooking it, I think, which I have a tendency to do from time to time. Okay, let's get this nostril on this side in. And then, let's get that. Yeah, I do feel like this is a little lower than this side, so I'm going to raise this. I'm going to draw a line right here, lift a little bit. Actually, what I probably need to do is lower that, make this line a little lower, and then make this line just kind of where it was at, but anyway, just kind of draw this line here. Something like that. Okay, kind of get this nostril in, and we're gonna draw like some lines to kind of signify like shifts in tone or shifts in the where the nose is at, kind of express like form a little bit. So technically, this is probably a little bit more level. So I'm gonna try to. Oh, my eraser! No. Express that there. So if I can get the lines drawn in, and then like some sort of like value study in, I think I'll call this a success. And I've been kind of been taking a little longer on each one of these each time. I haven't gotten faster. That's freaking sure, man. Oh my gosh, I've gotten slower. It's like ridiculous. I've never seemed to get faster in these things. Like, it takes me forever to really, I don't know, to get to that point where I'm able to just kind of move faster. Kind of take my time here. Okay, right here, kind of tilts up a little bit and goes back down. Actually, I think it kind of does something like that. Then it kind of tilts down up. Whoa, man, I need to do something right now. I gotta turn off my touch tone, because my touch functions are on. I keep turning them off, but every time I restart, they always reset themselves. And I don't like using the touch, not for this computer, not for this tablet. Let's kind of get this in here. All right, kind of get this here in. All right, buddy. Working it. And he got this, no, got this nose right here. Oh, he's got this nose. He's got a nose. Oh my gosh. Who'd have thought this person, drawing a person, I'd have to draw noses. Oh my goodness. Who'd have thought that that's what I'd be doing, drawing noses and you know, drawing that nose and making sure that the person has a nose, can breathe out of his nose. Who'd have thought that that would be a thing? Right? Who'd have thought that I would be having to draw a nose? I didn't think that. I didn't know that. I didn't think that because I was drawing doing a 100 heads challenge that I have to be drawing. I would have to draw a nose. I never can even. It never even occurred to me that that's what would be happening. Is I would have to draw a nose. I never in my mind. Never have I ever had to draw a nose before in my lifetime. So people, when you're doing these portraits, a lot of people like to do that like symmetry feature, you know. And perhaps I should probably be doing it. My gosh, I am not good. You know, perhaps I need to be using that symmetry feature as well, right? Because it's not, some of this is not that good. That's okay. I'm not proud. I'm not particularly like impressed with myself, but I'm not upset with myself, right? All right. Let's go ahead and do. I haven't done portraits in such a long time, or at least not like this. All my portraits take forever, and I do a portrait using the grid. I like to do portraits using the grid method, and that's like good for amateurs, man. It really is. It's just like it takes the psychological load off me. Like I don't have to worry about messing up, you know, typically because the work's already done for me. You know, I already know what's gonna. I already know. Like, I already have an idea what it's gonna look like, you know. And so there's something to be said about that. So it's nice. It's nice doing grid drawings. Some people say it's cheating, but you know, there's a lot of famous artists out there that uses the grid. There's a lot of photorealists out there that use transfer methods to get their drawing or image onto the surface. You know? What's cheating these days? Right? People would make that argument. There's a lot of professional artists out there that don't make their own artwork. They hire other artists to do it for them. Is that cheating? I think it is, but you know, that's not. I'm not here to judge. But like, you know, I think that's kind of like cheating. But that's just me. But what are you gonna do, right? Like, they like, if other artists are willing to put themselves for hire to do fine art work, but then it's no different than a graphic designer, or illustrator, or a game designer. You know, they're making work for the company. You know, so it's no different than that. It's definitely no different than that. So just don't be. I don't know, man. So like sometimes I feel like I'm cheating when I do a grid drawing, because it eliminates like a ton of the work. Like you don't have to even. Your job is to kind of just copy at that point, because a lot of the work is done for you. Like the you don't have to focus on getting measurements and getting the. Uh-oh, it's already been 35 minutes. There we go. Oh boy. I was worried about this, where I was worried I wouldn't get this shape here. So I think that's good enough. He does. I'm not gonna lie. He has like a pointy head, and I'm not doing him any favors. But to be quite honest, like I'm probably making it a little. It's probably so nuanced that I'm probably I don't know. I'm not helping this guy out by making his head like that, because he has a pointy head, but it's not like that. It's not that pointy. I mean, it's a pointy head, but it's not It's not like that. I just want to get like the rough outline of his eyebrows, and then the outline. Got that. Kind of like this, but it's not. Goes higher up. I think that's close. And then let's get his eye. Something like this, where eyelid goes in there, but it's not in there. This other eye kind of comes out right here. This kind of scoops in. It scoops out a little bit. And his eye, let's see, this kind of looks, it kind of does something like this. I think. Actually, no, it doesn't do that. Let's get the that thing in there. Then let's go ahead and draw the eye, the under part of his eye. Something like that. Man, I am slow to draw. I am a slow artist. I used to be really fast. It's gotta be the digital media. I just struggle with it. Like I really do. I just struggle with getting this digital media like dialed in. It's just something about it. Just something the way how it functions, how it works. I can't seem to incorporate like my own. I can't get my motions, my form, my arm motions into it. Like I can't use my shoulders as much as I like to. I'm just struggling at it. It just seems awkward. I've been trying to. I noticed that when I'm doing these, I tighten up a lot. I can't seem to get like loose. I can't get loose. And when you're drawing, you got to be a little bit loose, man. You got to be a little bit loose. And I just struggle at it. I'm struggling really hard to kind of get like that fluidity with my motions. You know, really struggling, and I can really tell, man. It's affecting me. There's some positives and there's some negatives to that. Like the positive is like because I'm going slow, I'm able to. I think I'm getting some. I'm getting not better lines, but I'm getting lines that are probably closer to what is actually there than what I would normally get because I'm spending my time kind of slowing my mark making. But also I don't have that like line quality, that like confidence with my line, that you get from doing that, right? I'm not getting this nice line quality here, and it's partially to do because I'm doing it live. I tend to lock up a little bit. I tend to tighten up because live tends to kind of, live can be kind of stressful, like a little bit of anxiety, I guess, kind of occurs from going live, and I tend to just, like lock up a little bit. I just tighten up. I can feel like I'm clenching my stylus. My knuckles are kind of bending awkward. My fingers are bending awkward. I can feel them kind of. Yeah, it gets weird. I think I made his one eye smaller than the other. Oh boy, we're gonna have to fix that. We can trim his eye right here a little bit, and then we can trim. We can trim this down a little bit, I guess. And then maybe what I can do is I can make this eye a little bit bigger. I guess. Like that. Again, no eyes the same size. Like no eyes are treated the same. So I'm trying to be mindful of the differences of the eyes. Although I'm probably, yikes! I can see what I'm doing wrong, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and let's finish this eye. Get the eyebrow in there, and then just kind of play around with shading for a few minutes and see where it takes me. Get this eye in. And that's I think this is good right here. You see how it's unbalanced? That's good. Like, because that means you're not making a perfect human or a perfect face. And there's something there's like, yes, there's people that with more symmetry to their face, but their faces aren't perfectly symmetrical. No one's face is perfectly symmetrical, right? And the fact that I have this like asymmetry is a good thing when you're doing portraits. So I'm not really upset that it doesn't things aren't like balanced, you know? Some people would be. They're like, "Oh, it's not they're not the face is not symmetrical." Like, listen, no face is symmetrical. So as I said, this eyebrow is a little bit more round. It's actually a lot more round. The other one seems to kind of have more angles to it. So we're gonna leave it like that. Now we're gonna add value to it. Let's start out by add another layer. On this layer, we're gonna like just go ahead and do something like that, and then maybe even go like 97. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead on this layer here, and we're going to take the opaque, and we're just going to go ahead and do like a darker tone. Yeah, we'll start with this. So one of the things I've been trying to do, although you didn't notice me doing it this time with my when I was zooming in, I've been trying to not go past lines or not zoom in as much. That's going to be one of my goals with these portraits, is to get to the point of proficiency where I don't have to zoom in all the time. And also, there's this thing supposedly that's supposed to be a good thing. When you're not zooming in all the time, you go faster, because like when you zoom in, you're putting in details that aren't really necessary to the picture, right? Like, it's necessary, I'll give you that. But it's not going to make it. You don't always need to be adding details for like detail's sake, because you have the ability to do that with digital media. You can go in and zoom in 200,000 times and like do a detail that no one's going to notice. No one's going to notice that detail because it's too small. And so I need to kind of get to that point. So I think I'm going to fiddle around with this for the next 10-15 minutes, and then, call it a day. And that's what I've been trying to do. Is I'm trying to take these studies and get them a little bit closer, a little bit better within the same time frame. I wanted to be farther along in 30 minutes, but I'm trying to practice structuring my piece, the portrait. I'm trying to practice structuring it, and I need to, in order to do that, I need a. Let's see, let's go. Oh no, I was going to say. Let's go ahead and add a dark tone. So the dark tone's on the bottom. Let's make it even darker. Like let's like do like a 5 o'clock shadow on them. Yeah, let's give him a 5 o'clock. Actually, we're just gonna go ahead and anything below this is kind of like that, right? Let's kind of get this in here. All right, and then let's go ahead and do the same up top, you know, because he's got a little bit of hair up here. And then I think maybe this side is a little bit darker. Just a little bit, and then let's go ahead and do something like this. Do something like this here. His ears are not actually that dark. He's got like highlights there, but I'm just doing this so that it makes it easier for me personally. And as you notice, I'm trying to go slow because I have a tendency to just go bam, 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 try to go as fast as I can. But I'm not skilled. I'm not at that level where I can just kind of like blitz through my drawings. I think I would need to do about 500 portraits digitally to get to that point where I can be comfortable saying, you know what, I know what I'm doing now. But right now, I don't think so. I don't think I'm at that level, you know? And that's fine. That's okay. It's okay to be there. You know, it's okay to not be at the level that you want to be, but it's always okay to kind of strive, you know, kind of seek a level of skill that you're trying to achieve. So I'm actually going to I'm going to cheat again, and we're going to add this tone right here. And then right here, because he's got like a 5 o'clock shadow. Okay, so now we're going to add another layer. And this time we're going to go and we're going to add like a highlights. And maybe even have, yeah, we'll have the highlights. Yeah, we'll add the highlights. Ooh, that's a little high. That is a little bright. Something like right here. Actually, add the that tone right here. And then like right around here, he's got like the bottom of his pit of his neck. He's got these highlights here. And let's see, obviously. I was trying not to zoom in, but I'm going to zoom in. Like that. Okay, and no, 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 no. All right, let's go ahead and let's add a stream of highlight right here, and something like that. Okay, I think we're in order. I think we're ready to go to kind of play around with blending some. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna blend around, blend it up, using a soft round for now. Then I might use a hard round. We're just gonna blend around for another 10 minutes or so. Again, if I don't get much done with this, I'm okay. I think it's kind of late today, and I want to kind of I don't know. I had a day, man. I didn't really. Today was a day where you just you weren't. You ever have those days where you just don't hit your mark? Well, I've had like a week. My whole week's in like we're not even at Wednesday, but like I feel like I haven't been hitting my mark. I've been exhausted, and I really think I've been eating garbage food, and I'm not gonna lie. What you are, what you eat, man. If you eat garbage food, you're not gonna have any energy, and I just haven't had any energy these past few days, man. I've had like zero energy, and it's really starting to like wear on me. Like I have had no energy because I've been eating garbage food, and it's not fun. So don't eat garbage food. It's bad. It's really bad for you. Like just I was being like Cheez-Its and stuff. Like I don't even like them. They don't even like after you eat a few of them, you're like, oh, this is nice, and then you start eating more. Like, I'm done. I'm over you, Cheez-Its. And you're just like, why am I eating this garbage? And you don't stop, right? You don't stop eating it because like it's got like it hits like a dopamine marker on you, and you're just like, oh, this hits me on a mental level, right? It hits me on a mental level, and yeah, I just haven't been doing hitting 100%, and I don't know why. I think there's a subconsciously I'm like there's things going on. Obviously, everyone's having it tough right now, man. We're having it tough, and no matter how like it's just like tough, and I'm just like it's kind of hitting me, man. It's hitting me pretty hard. Like it's psychologically, it's like it's bumming me out, right? And perhaps that's what everyone like these people want. They want you to be sad and like so like and when you're it like saps you of all your energy. And so I haven't been like the high energy self that I normally am. I'm not even saying I'm high energy. I'm just like steady energy. Like I can just kind of steadily pump out small amounts of energy a day, right? Like I'm just able to like keep on trucking, right? I'm able to keep working. But lately, everything's everywhere. Like my sleep's everywhere. This has been everywhere, you know? Everything's been everywhere, and it's not really helping. Bah, 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 bah. So this is something I've been trying to kind of practice is blending. It's not been my skill set, and I think I've gotten a little bit better at it. Yeah, I've been trying to practice it on my during my free time. Normally, on a day like today, I'd actually would do it. I'd be practicing more blending after this for about 2 hours. But I'm pretty tired, man. I'm gonna do one last chore, and then I'm probably gonna hit the bed. Hey, like I'm probably gonna spend a little bit more time on this because it's looking pretty good, and I want to get a little bit more work on it. Maybe what I'd like to do is to kind of get the blending of this kind of done, and so that it looks decent, and so I can get that rep, that like drawing reps that I've been trying to get is trying to get like is to really improve and get blending part of my skill set, because it right now is not. So I think I'll blend this, not the best of my abilities, but I definitely am going to give it a good blend here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some dark tones a little bit, because I want to add a little bit dark tones. Maybe mess around with the eye, this eye right here, but leave the other eye kind of alone, right? So I might kind of do that a little bit and see where that takes me. Okay, just kind of blend in this area here. It gets darker up here substantially. Like a lot darker. So we're just going to kind of blend this in a little bit, and blend this out, and blend this in like that. And then blend. There we go. As you can see, I'm just kind of playing around here, trying to improve. And I am seeing some improvement just in these short few days, and that's because I'm just doing it. I'm really excited to see where this takes me in the next 100 of these, or the next 50 or 40. It just sucks that I have to spend so much time on it, you know. But I think this is important. This is something that I think I should be doing, and I think it's important, man. So this is darker here. So is this. Yeah, buddy. Just kind of blending it in. Like that. Sorry, I don't have anything to say. I'm just kind of blending around and just moving, just trying to soften up the edges. Right? Just soften everything up. And then that's really what I'm focusing on. Just making sure everything looks pretty well blended and works coherently with the figure and so forth, and make sure that I'm doing a good job. Just taking my time, being slow. Right, and being mindful of my actions. That's really what a lot of art is trying to be mindful of where you're moving things, right? And that's all you can do, is just take your time. I think one of the biggest skills you can have as an artist is just really slowing down. Like we typically, especially when we're first starting, we tend to like go way too fast. We try to just really move way too fast, and often we're moving faster than our abilities. And I'm still doing that. You know, I'm trying to test my envelope a little bit more than my knowledge base. You know, And though that's what this whole Photoshop thing is like my specialty is traditional art, and it's not even like traditional art. It's more like contemporary representational. Like it's more like it's different. It's based off representation, but like it's more expressive, I guess. Maybe that's an excuse for saying I can't do representational like hyperrealism. That might be an excuse, and that would be a valid argument. Yeah, I would give you that, right? But I have some qualities. I have some good qualities in my art. There's some nice. I have some skill sets with it. Like this is not bad. It needs to be darker than that. All right, so this is not bad for a rough blend job. So let's go ahead and do the neck. Kind of. I don't even know what I want to do with the neck because I don't really think I'm going to touch that. But I just want to soften everything up. That's really all I want to do with this is soften everything up. And then maybe I'll come back to it. Who knows? But I really want to soften everything up and kind of fiddle around with this area. Just want to do that. That's all I want to do is fiddle around with this area. And that's what I've been trying to do is I want to find one area that I can kind of play around with detail some. And that's all I've been trying to do. And it just, unfortunately, it takes me forever to get to that point. I'll admit I'm kind of rushing the neck area. I really am. Because I just want to get to the eye. So I'm just kind of softening everything up and that's all I'm really worried about is kind of making sure everything kind of like blends in a little bit. Yeah, so this neck area, I will agree, is not the greatest. So let's go ahead and work on the eye a little bit. Let's work on that eye. And let's kind of play around with the eye a little bit and see where it takes us. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to take this and do a dark tone, right? Play around here. Yep, just kind of just playing around here just right now. That's all I'm really doing is just kind of fiddling around and seeing what I can do. Yeah, just kind of having fun a little bit. and just playing around. That's the problem with doing these portraits, is like you can really dial in. You can put in some details, man, and that's like a double-edged sword, right? You can put in some details, and it's like sometimes you don't need to, right? We're just going to play around with this eye. As I said, that's what I wanted to do, was play around with the eye. Yeah, just fiddling around, man. I don't know if I like it, but oh, buddy. And let's go ahead and, as I said, this whole side can be darker. Maybe not that dark, but darker. I know there's this area right here. Okay. I think I'm done, man. I don't know. It was an all right practice. I'm still quite slow, but I can't complain, man. It was a decent study. I think I learned quite a bit. I think I got kind of a likeness, but I don't got a perfect likeness. So that is it for today, man. Let's write this with my signature here. Kind of go to the bottom. It should be number 15. Sign it here like this, and then number 15. So this is the 15th head out of 100 heads for the 100 head challenge. And a little spoiler, I have been cheating. I have been doing like silly cartoon heads for fun because I was like, you know what, why not? Let's do some cartoon heads. And yeah, let's do some cartoon heads, have some fun, right? I wanted to have a little bit of fun with it, so I thought maybe I could do some cartoon heads. I think I'll enjoy it a little bit more, right? And I have been enjoying the process a little bit more by doing some fun heads. I know some people would be like, no, you can't do that. That's cheating, or that doesn't count as a head because it's cartoon. But you know what? I think if the whole point of it is to have fun and to learn a little bit in the process, I think it's okay, because I think I'm learning. I think I'm improving as I go along, and that's all I can hope for, right? There you go. Get this, guys. That's all I can really hope for is just to kind of improve, essentially. I'm getting a little OCD now because I'm experimenting. With drawing with the portraits and just kind of trying to have a little bit of fun with it. All right. Yeah. That's too harsh. And all right, I'm done. I think that's good. That was a good practice. I learned quite a bit. I think I'm getting better, and I think I'm getting a little better at using the blending tool. I'm still struggling with proportions. I will give you that. I'm still struggling with that. I obviously could be better with that, but that's fine. So I could still be better. Man, I just want to keep working on this, but I don't want to spend all day on it. I got to get going. Like, this is nice. This is turning out real nice. It doesn't look like him. I actually, now that I see the portrait, what really needs to be done is I really need to taper off more of his head here and more of his head right here. Um, yeah, he's got a pronounced. This bottom part's okay, I think, but like the side of his temples, this feels a little rounded now that I look at it. But yeah, this is the drawing. Pretty nice, pretty impressive. I think I'm impressed with myself. The eyes look pretty good. Just want to say thank you so much for watching today's live art stream. I will be here tomorrow to do another one at a undesignated time. Who knows when I'm going to have time to do it, but I'm going to do it. I just want to say thank you so much for watching, and I wish you all the best. This is Pierson. Hey there, how you doing? I am the #1 live art streamer in the world, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much. Take care. Cheers.